Great, you bring that up. Actually, you want to Google UK murder prediction? Wait till you see that this just
Does it
happened.
have to do with knives?
Yeah, all of it.
I could already predict that one.
Yeah. Dude,
Like
for
a
sure.
Minority
Stabbings
Report
in
style.
Crystal Palace.
It is like Minority Report, but it's called Murder Prediction Unit, something like that. It just started like a few weeks ago, in the UK. Activists accuse UK government of developing. And when is this from?
A month ago. October.
Can you try to find one from like I think it was April, because they literally started a whole murder prediction or a homicide prediction unit, in the UK.
Okay, this is. Okay, here we go.
Because these people were right, because they were. UK creating murder prediction tool to identify people most likely to kill. Exclusive.
I mean, I Google a lot of crap for
Yeah.
the show, so
You're done.
I'm doomed.
You're done. You're done.
I'm done.
Algorithms allegedly being used to study data of thousands of people in project critics say is chilling and dystopian. I'll just read a little bit. The UK government is developing a murder prediction program, which it hopes can use personal data of those known to the authorities to identify the people most likely to become killers.
This is gonna be me, dude.
This is not good.
And I do our thumbnails. It's like bombing, serial killers,
Yep.
Waco,
Yeah, you're
murder.
done. You're done.
My algorithm is
You're
so
done.
screwed.
We're all this data thing. I don't think people realize how like the data is gold to these
Yeah.
companies.
Well, and I was also just going down this TikTok rabbit hole, of which I always do here, of like even Indeed, people who like can't find jobs and are going on Indeed, and it's been discovered that like Indeed
yeah.
is phony baloney. They're just sending your information out, like it's not even real jobs.
Yep. Yeah, it's not real jobs.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's like other programs too.
And this episode of Inverted World is brought to you by Indeed. And they also use AI to read your resumes.
Yeah.
And if AI, well, not just them, but like a lot of people do, if your resume is not connecting with whatever the AI has been tasked to find, you're out.
Has to have
So
all
there's
the-
no person looking at these resumes.
I was gonna say at this point too, wouldn't AI be the one posing as a person reaching out to you?
Oh, 100%.
That was the
To
other thing I
gauge your
saw.
interest in a job.
Yes.
Even these people are going on job interviews, and AI is conducting the
Yes.
interviews. I sent you that screen.
Oh,
recording
yeah.
of
Oh
it.
my god.
They're conducting the interviews, and it's like going all wrong.
Can you look up Massive Blue,
Yeah.
the company? They are creating bots, essentially, like AI bots to target people. I think to help the government find bad actors, illegal immigrants, stuff
Do
like
you
that.
want the actual website? Or you
Let's see
want,
what the
like,
actual website says. Yeah, I actually have never looked at it. And this is just one case. Like, there's a ton of these things.
No, this is crazy because you're talking about eliminating threats before they even happen.
Yeah.
And I'm a Marvel buff. I love Marvel movies,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna reference Captain America: Winter Soldier here,
Yep.
where they had built these giant helicarriers with the capability of identifying hostiles and eliminating thousands of them in seconds.
Right.
And Steve Rogers says, I thought the punishment came after the crime.
Right.
So where does that leave you if you even happen to think a bad thought with this
Exactly.
neural thing that you're talking
Yep.
about and say, oh, I'm just for 1 second, I thought maybe I want to steal a bag of Doritos from the gas station.
Yep.
And now you're being targeted by drones outside before you even get to your car because they think that you have criminal
It's
intent.
literal thought crimes. And like innocent until proven guilty will be meaningless. Like, it's going to change. Like,
Not being
everything.
allowed to have even an impure thought is the
Right.
most anti-human thing I've ever heard in my entire
Exactly.
life. Because
Exactly.
humans are corruptible. Humans do make mistakes.
Yep.
But it is about being allowed to correct these mistakes and change that grows a human.
Yep. It's going to also attack imagination. Like the things we talk about in the show. And imagine all the
It's going to
writers out
destroy
there.
it. You're going to be scared to think.
Exactly. Scared to think. And people already are. Like, they already are scared to think certain things and say certain things.
So
So
look
this
at
is,
all the movies we get at now. It's like it's
Exactly.
all AI and or
This is the next
unimaginative.
version. And before we get into Massive Blue, like, this conversation is just making me think of, Lavender AI is a thing. And they use it in Gaza right now. It's the Israeli government, even though they've said they don't use it. This is AI, an AI death machine. You guys heard of this?
Lavender, what is it?
Lavender AI. I'm throwing so many things at you. Sorry.
okay.
But like, yeah, Massive Blue is one thing. Look up Lavender AI. There might be a few articles about this. I'll read some of that because this is like the Skynet version. Like what we're talking about, all this stuff already so far, is attacking your life and stuff, but not so much assaulting you and murdering you. Listen to this. Lavender, the AI machine directing Israel's bombing spree in Gaza. So in 2021, a book titled The Human Machine Team, How to Create Synergy Between Human and Artificial Intelligence That Will Revolutionize Our World was released in English under the... I want to see where they talk about... Okay, yeah, the 972 magazine did a good investigation on it, and they reference it in the second paragraph. So a new investigation by 972 magazine and local call reveals that the Israeli army has developed an artificial intelligence-based program known as Lavender, unveiled here for the first time. According to 6 Israeli intelligence officers who have all served in the army during the current war on the Gaza Strip and had firsthand involvement with the use of AI to generate targets for assassination. I'm going to repeat that. The use of AI to generate targets for assassination. Lavender has played a central role in the unprecedented bombing of Palestinians, especially during the early stages of the war. I don't care how anyone feels about the war right now. I'm not talking about which side you're with. I don't care. I'm literally saying to you, this is not an article, everyone, for those listening, there are people using AI to generate who they're going to assassinate. In fact, the article says, according to the sources, its influence on the military's operations was such that they essentially treated the outputs of the AI machine as if it were a human decision. Let me see. In that next paragraph, there's like an error rate for this, which is alarming. Does this actually have it? Yeah, you can go up a little bit to that. Formally, the Lavender system is designed to mark all suspected operatives in the military wings of Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad, including low-ranking ones, as potential bombing targets. So, okay, that says it's got like 37,000 people. But somewhere, oh, here it is in that paragraph at the bottom. You can leave it right there. They use this despite knowing that the system makes what are registered as errors.
As regarded as errors. Sorry, it was my I'll be
old
your
man
eyes.
eyes. Yeah. In approximately, I need a Neuralink. In approximately 10% of cases. So 10% error rate. That means
That's a lot.
this system, that's a lot. And you're talking about
People's lives.
families, right?
Yeah.
And I don't care where you fall on this. I'm just saying this is nuts. This is not going to be just unique to this war. This is going to happen here. Trump's second day in office, he started Project Stargate, $500 billion fund to AI, right? That's Sam Altman, who we'll get to in a minute. Larry Ellison, who is insane. Larry Ellison is an insane person. I think he's Oracle. Larry Ellison's on video saying we are going to make it a surveillance state that will make people on their best behavior. So like he was talking about police cameras, body cams, right? Which I think are actually not, that's a good thing, right? We want accountability for the police. But he's talking about how it'll even be on when they take their bathroom breaks and that we just won't watch it, but it'll be recorded. And then if it needs to be released through a court order, they can release the bathroom footage. Like, what does it say? Like, this is this dude.
Listen to it.
Yeah, Oracle CEO. Yeah, listen to this. This is insane.
Securing schools. We think we can absolutely lock down schools so that dramatically reduce the case of anyone being on campus that doesn't belong on campus, and immediately alert. The second someone pulls out a gun, immediately alert. Use AI cameras to immediately recognize that. But we keep everyone off campus that doesn't belong on campus. The police, another thing.
Here we go.
Body cameras. We completely redesigned body cameras. Our body cameras cost $70. Normal body camera costs, I don't know, $7,000. Our body cameras are simply lenses, two lenses attached to your vest, attached to the smartphone that you're wearing. And we actually take the video that the police officer is, by the way, and the camera's always on. You don't turn it on and off. And by the way you turn it on, you can't turn it on. I'm going to the bathroom. Oracle,
Here we go.
I need 2 minutes to take a bathroom break, and we'll turn it off. The truth is,
We'll turn it off.
We don't really turn it off. What we do is we record it so no one can see it, but no one can get into that recording without a court order.
Bro, I can't
So you
stand
get
these
the
people. I can't stand these people.
That's wild.
He does go on to say, well, people will be on their best behavior, right?
Do you want to?
See, yeah, because it's worth hearing him say it.
But a court order If you get a court order, we will, judge, can order, I want to look at that, this so-called bathroom break.
So-called bathroom break.
Something comes up. And plus, I'm going to lunch with my friends. Oracle, I need an hour for privacy with lunch with my friends. God bless. We won't listen in.
This guy's 200
unless
years
there's a
old, by
court
the way.
order. But it's interesting. But we transmit the video
It's got a
back
Neuralink.
Yeah.
to
We signed a contract with Scientology.
headquarters. So headquarters and AI is constantly monitoring the video. Remember this terrible case in Memphis where the 5 police officers basically beat to death a citizen in Memphis? Well, that can't happen because it would be on TV at headquarters. Everyone would see it. Your body cams will be transmitting that. The police will be on their best behavior because we're constantly watching and recording everything that's going on. Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything.
Dude, this guy was standing next to Trump on day 2 of this administration, getting $500 billion to fund these people. Y'all know I like Trump, but this is really bad. These people are building the surveillance state that will be worse than every novel we've ever read about the surveillance state.
This is an insane invasion of privacy
Yeah.
that he is suggesting here. And he wants to do this to your children.
Yeah.
They were the first things he mentioned in that video is we
Yep.
want to watch your kids.
Yep.
Not to mention, he also said that we want to watch your kids when they go to the bathroom.
Right.
So consider that.
It's insane. And also consider the fact that these body cams, although I like the idea of it to hold the police accountable for things,
I'm just going to say that.
everyone in that view of the camera is now injected into the database for Oracle. Just like, look, I know I talk about this all the time, but it's worth noting, Trump's biggest donor from 2015 to currently is Peter Thiel, right? This guy has funded most of the surveillance state since 9/11, right? His company Palantir was funded by the CIA. That's a data collecting agency company. And they do this kind of thing that makes it possible for something like AI Lavender to do what it does, right? But something else he funded is Clearview AI. And Clearview AI is a huge database of facial recognition. And they scraped every single picture off the internet to get your photo. So that means even if you're in the background of a photo on the internet, you're now in their database. And you can now see how that is used by something like AI Lavender to go after people, right? So if someone in Gaza has the wrong name that sounds like someone else's name,
It looks like someone else.
you're part of that 10%.
Yeah.
Boom, you're done. If the same thing with the UK stuff going on, with their murder prediction stuff. This does not end well. And like you're saying, this is the death of privacy. It's done.